Hello humans, Allison and Tony here with BlueLion, coming to bring you a little bit more info to make you a little bit smarter as the days go on. I do want to start off by saying that this is specific to New Hampshire employers. So we are going to talk about safety regulations and safety manuals. But this video is specific to those New Hampshire employers, which is where we do a lot of our business. So the question came up, do I need a safety manual? Do I need a safety program? And what the heck is a joint loss committee?
Yeah, that happens often. So as Allison said, it's very state specific. In the state of New Hampshire, the Department of Labor has stated that any employer who has 15 or more employees, doesn't matter if they're part-time, doesn't matter if they're full-time, doesn't matter if you got a mix of both, you are required to have a safety manual and to have the Safety Joint Loss Committee. So what the heck do they do?
Commonly, this is referred to as a safety program. So they do require you to have a safety program. Safety manual is pretty self-explanatory. So there's going to be like an employee handbook if you have one. But it's going to be a set of policies, a set of procedures. It's kind of like what to do when. The ones that BlueLion creates, we typically go over things like active shooter, natural disaster, earthquake, fire,
Communicable diseases,
slip and fall, how to prevent things, winter driving,
ergonomics.
So, covers a lot of different things. One of the common things that employers don't realize is, okay, I work in an office atmosphere. Everybody sits at a desk. I don't need a safety manual. We're not running forklifts. We're not, lifting heavy loads. We're not shoveling ditches. You still need one. Another big misnomer is remote workforce. So my employees don't work here. What do I need a safety manual for? They're not here. They're not on site. Still need one. It actually applies, and there's stuff in there about your remote workforce. And then that second piece is the Joint Loss Committee. Tony, what the heck's the Joint Loss Committee?
So that is a committee that is mandated by, again, the New Hampshire Department of Labor to meet on a quarterly basis. There are specific parameters of who that consists of. So it needs to consist of both employees and management, and it can't be too heavy on the management side. So it can't have, 3 managers and 1 employee for a party of 4. It needs to have either 2 managers and 2 employees or 1 manager and 3 employees. As long as it's more employee heavy, you can fall into the guidelines of making sure that everything looks good on that. You're required to meet quarterly. You're required to take minutes. The Department of Labor has a document for that. We also have a document, a really clean and easy document for that. And you're required to post those minutes in a conspicuous place for everybody in your employment staff and organization to see. We encourage you to hang them by your labor law posters, and I encourage you, if you have employees that have email, to send an email out quarterly and say, hey, we've posted these, take a look if you have any questions, and to go over anything that's happening to make sure that you're paying attention and reducing. The whole goal is to reduce workers' comp claims. So making sure that your workforce is safe, making sure that your atmosphere and your environment is safe, and making sure that you don't have any employees that get injured and have to go out on a leave.
A lot of clients that we work with that have never done this before kind of take it and they're like, okay, what's the point? Sure, we'll have these meetings. But we have found with every employer that we've helped implement this that they've gotten some good things out of these meetings. So make sure you're taking the time to have these meetings. Employees now have an outlet where they can talk about things you may not realize are going on. So as an employer, you may not realize, in a restaurant that there's an excessive amount of flies near the back door or near the grease trap. And there's ways that you can mitigate that by having these type of safety meetings. Employees are bringing that information, and then you're then able to take care of it, which improves the morale of your staff and improves their work atmosphere. So they're obviously enjoying that as well.
It's also important too, I think, like you said, is a lot of people think, well, I have an office, that'd be weird. I have an office environment and everybody sits at a desk. How much risk is there? Weirdly enough, more workers' comp claims happen in office spaces than they do in any other kind of organization. And the reason for that is a lot of other organizations are very heavily regulated by OSHA. So they're constantly needing to update what's going on and doing best practices. They need to be certified for OSHA 10 or OSHA 30. And in office space, not so much. However, there's a lot that can go wrong in an office that people don't think about. Trips and falls, you have issues with rugs, you have issues with cords on the ground, you're not paying attention to...
Space heaters?
Oof.
Nobody uses
possible
those.
fires, ergonomics. Are people sitting weird? Do they get carpal tunnel? Are they having back pain? Are they having other issues? So paying attention to that different kind of stuff is really important, and all that is covered in a good safety manual.
And as always, don't forget to like and share and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Allison and Tony from BlueLion.
Never, ever do that again.
Never do what, Tony?
Whatever the hell that thing is called. Don't do it.